This is the nature.
So we've gone through a few different configurations as far as the gear we use and the way we use it. We're always kind of evolving, just trying to figure out the next most efficient way to make beats. And so I'll just kind of run through some of the setups we've had in the past and go into what we have now. Started out on a Triton, just pretty much using just the sounds in there, and you know, it's pretty limited because there's a few good sounds in there, but a lot of the sounds are pretty shitty. The drums are terrible, and so what we kind of went into next was incorporating Pro Tools into it, and getting drums, you know, from different sites online and stuff. You can find a lot of producer kits. Whoever your favorite producer is, you just Google their name and you know, say drum kit, Rapid Share, whatever, it'll pop up. And also check out different forums and stuff. There's a lot of places where you can find some good stuff. Pluginaudio.net, there's a ton of them. Just search for stuff. So anyways, we would import those drums into Pro Tools. Now we're sequencing drums in Pro Tools, which isn't necessarily the most efficient way to go, but we got pretty quick on it just because that's what we were used to. And next thing we incorporated was we got a motif rack, which we use those sounds a lot for a while, like the 06, 07 Slap Boys. That was like all those like motif horns. I still like the horns and the motif, and the strings are good, and a couple different things. And for a while we were sequencing on the MPC, so we'd have the MPC hooked up to the motif rack, and then we also got the Phantom, the X6, since we're using that mostly as a controller, but also some of the sounds in the Phantom. And you'll find that the more different gear you have, like, you know, if you have the Phantom and the motif, combining those sounds really goes a long way, because it just makes it sound bigger. You kind of get a little bit of a sound when it's all from one sound, like it's all, or from one program, or from one you know, piece of hardware or whatever, that it all kind of sounds like it's in a box. And once you start incorporating different sounds, it expands your sound a little bit. So anyways, after a while we started getting into VSTIs and software programs, stuff like you know, we use Nexus a lot. We were using Gladiator for a long time. True Piano's nice piano sound. What else do we use? Omnisphere's got some great sounds in there. And we started sequencing that mostly in FL Studio. We got set up on our PC. We do most of our Pro Tools on the Mac. We got the G5 here. We're long due to update or upgrade that. But anyways, we started sequencing in FL Studio. And what we do now is we do most of our sequencing in FL Studio, and we'll export that you know, as data. We don't do the audio out, because you kind of lose a little bit of the sound quality. If you just do the data out as waves, it's all perfect. You don't lose anything. Then we'll bring it into Pro Tools, and we'll kind of mess with the arrangement and stuff like that, mixing all that in Pro Tools. And it's pretty much the process that we got now. And, you know, like I said, we're always trying to come up with a new, better way to do it. So ask me in a month or two, we'll probably have it a little bit different setup, but that's how we've been doing it recently.